A lot of old neoconservatives have a fundamental difference with Donald Trump when it comes to the question of peace and war. I believe Trump is the candidate of peace, and his record supports that. But the reason these people go after him so aggressively isn't about his personality. It's because he said no when many of them wanted to start a war. Take JD Vance, for instance. He used to be the voice of the anti-establishment. A man in a baseball cap speaking to the rural crowd, declaring, "I will never kneel before the elites." And then, he did. Not only did he kneel, but he also live-streamed it on Fox News. Once the embodiment of conservative resistance, now he parrots Trump's slogans like a schoolchild memorizing a sermon. Vance's transformation doesn't feel like growth. It feels like a personality liquidation sale live-streamed during prime time. When Vance claimed Trump was the candidate for peace, I thought he was auditioning for a role in an upside-down world. Maybe he is, because in that world, speaking the truth is treason. He says he agrees with Trump on most policies but disagrees on Trump's view of his role and his stance on fascism and authoritarianism. I don't buy it, Jake. I don't buy it because if you look at people like John Kelly or Liz Cheney, their real disagreement with Trump is not about ideology. They want America involved in endless military conflicts, and Trump has been resistant to that. If JD Vance has a communication strategy, it's to slam the table and speak like a market vendor. In a debate, instead of offering counterarguments, he just yells. Instead of proving his point, he screams. And instead of acting like a politician, he behaves like someone whose last serving of food just got stolen. Imagine a grown man who once wrote books standing on stage yelling, "It's not my fault." That's all you need to understand why US politics today feels like a fireworks festival with no fire safety laws. This is the moment JD Vance goes from politician to contestant on a talent show, yelling so loudly that the microphone is about to quit. When it comes to using the military, JD Vance screams that he agrees with Trump, as if shouting it was some kind of magic phrase that would help him overcome every challenge. But the audience now has Google and noise-canceling headphones. Vance claims the US military should be used to handle rioters, not to maintain order, but as if every protest were an invasion. That moment is unforgettable. If you're looking for a moderate politician, sorry, you've tuned into the wrong channel. Here, we only air those who think guns are the solution to every problem. The idea of using the US military against Americans, Trump never said that. But Vance keeps putting words in his mouth. Far-left people committing acts of violence who riot, Vance says. But that's a narrow definition of what Trump actually said. Then, Vance attempts to redefine history in real time, claiming that Trump never intended to use the military against Americans, just against the radical left anarchists. It's like saying, "I didn't say I'd run someone over. I just said I'd drive close to them." When you start speaking in terms of what someone meant, you've officially become the emotional translator for a man who doesn't need one. Karoline Leavitt, like a skilled actor, always tries to turn the illogical into something plausible. But has she ever stopped to ask herself what she's actually defending? Every time Trump makes a new statement, she has to invent a justification for it. And the more she tries, the more the absurdity of the president's words becomes obvious. It's like trying to put out a fire in a room full of gasoline. No matter how hard you try, the flames just keep burning brighter. Trump's reaction to Kimmel's jokes is like a child throwing a tantrum after being caught doing something wrong. You would expect a president to set an example and take criticism, but instead, Trump just rages on Twitter, as if that's the only way to save face. His tweets don't just show anger, they show an inability to control his emotions. It's like trying to calm a storm in a glass of water. These tweets only add to the chaos. Trump might be the most powerful person in the world, but it's clear he's still incredibly vulnerable to satire. It's as if President Zambone had posted about our neighbors to the north, claiming they'll pay such a financial price that it'll be in history books for years to come. The suggestion to annex Canada may seem ridiculous, but it reflects Trump's leadership style, a simple solution to a complex problem. Instead of negotiating cooperation, Trump believes that just annexing a country would solve the tariff problem effortlessly. Imagine annexing a country just because of a trade dispute, an oversimplified approach to international issues. But Trump does have a knack for creating strange and funny stories out of any situation, and the idea of Canada as the 51st state certainly provided a lot of laughs. Karoline Leavitt is like someone trying to defend the indefensible. Every time Trump speaks, she has to figure out how to make it make sense. It's as if she's trying to put out a fire in a room full of gasoline. No matter how hard she tries, the flames just keep growing. In the world of political comedy, Kimmel's jokes at her expense are a perfect reflection of the impossible task she faces. Trying to explain the absurdities of the Trump administration is like trying to sell a broken car as new. Everyone knows it's not running smoothly, but you still have to act like it is.